Okay. Chat, we're gonna need a serious upper decky for this one, okay? This is some serious business. We're getting into some hot water here. I've known about Ludwig Agren for a while. At one point, he held the all-time record for having the most active subscribers on Twitch, beating out Ninja's record. This was during the Among Us wave, and he would always be streaming with people like Pokimane, Valkyrae, and a lot of other very brand-friendly Twitch streamers. I find all those people really boring, so I never really watched any of that stuff. I just didn't care. But a year later, he moved over to YouTube, my home turf. I'm a YouTube nationalist in a sense, okay? You see, I love YouTube. I have pride for the platform, despite its many problems, okay? So when this outsider moves to YouTube, I have to raise my eyebrow a little bit, okay? I'm like The Rock with the raising eyebrow.
Go ahead. Huh, yeah.
Oh, Rock, thank you so much.
It's good to see you, man.
And I've got to say, hey, what's going on here? We've got this Twitch immigrant coming to the site. Should we be building a wall to keep the streamers out? What do I need to be doing here? Who do I need to vote for to make sure that things go as smoothly as possible for me? But something else also happened. In 2022, I started streaming myself, and anytime I would mention Ludwig or anytime I would react to one of his videos, I would get all these people in my chat, okay? And comment sections being like, I hate that guy. I hate Ludwig. And I didn't really understand why, because I didn't know a lot about the guy. And then I started watching his content.
I'm not the guy for this job. I'm just not. You can look me up and down, look at my haircut, and know that I've probably listened to more video game music than regular music. And you'd be f***ing right.
Yeah, we get it, bro. You're white, okay? You're white, you're corny. Oh, I'm white, I'm corny. I don't know about rap music. Oh, I can't talk about this. Like, you're already making a video about it. Just talk about it. But this is just like, this is dumb, right? The main issue with Ludwig Agren is not that he's a bad person. He seems like a pretty nice guy. It's just that he's boring. I don't know what Ludwig thinks about anything. I don't know if he's a real person. I don't know what he thinks about any of the subjects he talks about. It's not even remaining impartial at that point. It's just like, if you watch the Mogul Mail channel, I have no idea how he feels about anything. He seems to just kind of float aimlessly between content creators and not take any hard stance on anything. And the reason he does that is because he wants to be likable. He wants to appeal to the widest, most vast quantity of people possible. And he refuses to offend pretty much anyone, unless it's a very, very easy target who he thinks he can dunk on without losing any viewers. He can't allow himself to piss anyone off. And that includes his fellow live streamers, which are the real people that he stands to protect whenever they do something wrong. Which brings us to Hasan Piker. I'm betting a lot of you remember this video of Hasan Piker that went viral where he complains about live streaming.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Now, this video was very taken out of context, and some of the outrage around it was kind of dumb. But the memes were good. Saying something like streaming is socially draining is good. I like it. I enjoy that as a meme, okay? It's fucking funny.
When she socially drains my balls with her mouth.
Based moment, anyone? Sorry, I should have said when he, for all the gay people in my audience. Based mode.
If I can prove that I never touched my balls, will you promise not to tell another soul what you saw?
So Ludwig decided to make a little joke about this in a video he made. He poked a little bit of fun, and Hasan noticed.
As a streamer myself for almost 6 years now, on how hard it really is. I'm kidding. I would look. I just.
Oh God, it's just like. What's funny is you haven't even addressed this again since then. I know. It's just an opportunity for every single person to be like, look, guys, I'm a content creator. I'm really privileged. Like, yeah, dog, we all are. We all talk about it all the fucking time. It just annoys me because, like, it's such a fake thing to do. It's just literally using someone who you're friends with, like being maliciously clipped out of context to be like, I'm actually one of the good content creators. I know how privileged I am. It's like, yeah, I do too. That's so dumb. Oh my God.
Look at how mad this guy is. He's so mad. He tries to make it look like Ludwig is like morally posturing about himself about this issue instead of just making a joke about the Hasan clip, making a dumb joke. It's not a big deal. And Hasan is actually tilted.
Ay, ay, ay. It's like no different than what Muda did. He showed the context though. It doesn't fucking matter that he showed the context. It's just a way to just literally farm off the fucking drama. Whatever. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? It's just.
I don't give a shit about this conversation. Frankly,
yeah, no video for Nick Marks from Ludwig. You know, because
I think it's dumb. Okay.
Stream and these people have to deal with it. Law. It's like, it's odd that I have to just like sit here and be like, yeah, that's right, dude. Yeah, wag your fucking finger at me. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just, you're right. Communist, hypocrite. Ay, ay, ay. This bums me out more, honestly, than random dumb fucks online that are just saying a whole bunch of about my family or whatever.
It's clear Hasan is just mad because he got made fun of by another big streamer who probably has a lot of audience overlap with him. And Hasan hates jokes being made about him unless they're like in the few permitted things he's okay with you joking about. In that video itself, Ludwig did not even criticize Hasan at all. He was pretty nice. He made a light joke here, but Hasan's chat ended up going over to Ludwig's stream and spamming him about it. And you can see how nervous Ludwig gets. He's like, what? Did I make Hasan angry? No. It couldn't be. I mean, I would never do anything to like piss off Hasan. Like he's a good guy.
You should call Hasan and apologize. Why is Hasan mad? What did I do? What did I do? Because I'm a mogul male? I feel like everything I said was fine. Am I crazy? Farmed for views? Oh, well, I mean, that's the deal. I'll just pull him out of the thumbnail, and then I feel like it doesn't really matter much, right? I can just pull him out. I feel like that's... Because I feel like outside the thumbnail, you can't really make that argument much.
The complaint from Mr. Piker is that he's being farmed for views.
It's just a way to just literally farm off the fucking drama.
What the f does that even mean?
Everyone farms everyone for views. It's the internet. And it's like commentary, political commentary, streaming, reacting to stuff. Like this is what everybody does. Hasan's entire career is farming other people's problems and conflicts that he has nothing to do with for views. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Look at my channel, but I'm just saying, like, this is clearly not the actual issue he has. The real issue is that he was made fun of. It's that Ludwig made fun of his comment, he poked a little bit of fun,
Twisted his nipple.
and then Hasan did a literal Tom and Jerry scream and threw a tantrum. And so Ludwig didn't just change the thumbnail like he said he might do. He took down the entire original video and remade it. He then lied and said the real reason was because the video was not performing well.
What's up? If you guys didn't know, that was a mogul mail that I uploaded yesterday. You might not have seen it though, because I took the video down. The video was called Do Streamers Have Hard Jobs? And the reason I took it down is because we had a great sponsor on it. But the great sponsor wasn't getting great views.
But the reason the video didn't perform well is because Hasan made you change the thumbnail to some shit-ass picture that doesn't relate to the title at all and nobody cares about. And the reason you did that is because Hasan was mad at you. And in this new video, he defends Hasan for that previous cringe clip, like, ad nauseum.
Now, let's give the full context of what he's saying there, because at the surface level, that sentence, a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you, is wrong. It's just flat out wrong. And I think Hasan on stream would probably say that, yeah, that was not the best wording. I should not have said that.
He then spends a good amount of it talking about how worker co-ops are good to spread his, you know, the socialist message like Hasan wants or whatever. I don't even have a problem with worker co-ops. I don't give a shit. You know, if you want to be socialist, I don't really care. I think it's totally fine. I just think Hasan is a cringe person, particularly for this. And the funniest part about all of this is he tries to address the criticism he got for taking the video down, and then he sidesteps it to talk about some random comment that he got.
And I see a bunch of people giving me shit. I see all over like random ass videos about Aiden Ross getting scammed, people being like, no spine. Imagine taking down your video because your friend committed social suicide. Why would he private the last video? Whatever.
Well, where else were you supposed to make that criticism? You took the video down. If people want to criticize you in the comment section, which they have free reign to fucking do on YouTube, as far as I'm aware, where else are they supposed to go? Your other videos, right? That would make sense, right?
But I did get a little pissed off about it because I felt like no one actually gave a shit about what I was saying. I was just being used in a proxy war for people who don't like Hasan.
And here we see on screen, if we zoom in here a little bit, we do a little bit of a enhancing. I'm like the guy in the chair right now in the crime show, okay? Enhance image. We can see on live stream fails, we see a post titled Destiny calls out Hasan's hypocrisy over being mad at Ludwig. And here we have the clip.
Hasan is expecting, right? He has the expectation that these guys are going to throw out a life raft for him when he's committing optic suicide, okay? That these guys are going to stake their reputation on throwing a life raft after him when he sat there and he basically ridiculed Ethan for being upset that Hasan's entire fan base was calling him basically a fucking Nazi, with Hasan being like, well, I don't know what I can do. I'm not doing anything about that. I don't know. I can't do anything about that. And now he's over here rolling around like a baby who's shit his diaper twice with nobody to change it, crying that all of these other streamers aren't throwing out life rafts to help Hasan because he can't fucking control himself for more than 2 weeks without saying something else retarded.
Number one, Destiny Glazer over here coming in to say that this is absolutely correct. When the Israel-Palestine stuff was really popping off, Hasan and Ethan of H3H3 had a big falling out over it, where Hasan refused to condemn people who were calling Ethan a terrible person, saying he should die, taking him out of context. Basically, Hasan justified what these people were saying about Ethan based merely on the fact that his comments were misinterpreted by the chat. And he was like, well, you did say that.
Do you care that your chat is calling me racist? Do you make any attempt to modify?
I have not looked at my chat.
Moderate that at all?
I have not looked at my chat at all, but you have
I just opened it, but don't you have moderators? Do you care at all about what your audience says about me?
There's 32,000 people in here right now. The reason why people are saying that is because of the conflations that you made, Ethan. You literally implied that Jewish Voice for Peace would be akin to a capo in this circumstance.
Oh, you are in so bad faith for saying that, and you for even like putting that out in the world.
Imagine if Hasan was in Ethan's position. The actual mental breakdown he would have would be hilarious. Wait, we don't actually have to imagine it, because when all that Ludwig did was make a light jab, Hasan's diaper instantly grew 3 sizes.
And what happened then? Well, in Pooville, they say that Hasan's extra large diaper grew 3 sizes that day.
Which is based.
Like a baby who's shit his diaper twice with nobody to change it.
So at some point, Destiny called out Ludwig on Twitter for this, and then Ludwig spent 5 minutes talking about some random person on Twitter who had like sent him a message and was basically like, and this is the kind of thing that these communities encourage when I get called out.
Now, this is a DM from a guy that's just said no balls because I removed the video. Again, what the fucking plan to re-upload the video? But he messaged me and he says no balls. Now, you know, by itself, you don't think much of it. But then I clicked on his Twitter account and I see that he said this: wish assassinations were a real thing. And this isn't a quote retweet to people in this situation. Not trying to say who. I'm not trying to get demonetized here. But what a crazy thing for Mr. Penis Head to say. And then I scrolled up in our DMs and I found out that this dude was my viewer 5 years ago. Hey, man, love your streams. They help me out a lot when I'm bored or sad. When I have disposable income one day, I'll give you a few shekels a month. Dude, what the fuck are we doing, man?
Like, bro, you're a fucking content creator millionaire. Everybody gets mean comments. Why did you spend 5 minutes fixating on this one loser? You gave him attention, which is what he wanted in the first place. Ironically, while Ludwig didn't want to be used for this proxy war against Hasan, he ended up being used by Hasan in a proxy war against Destiny. He completely flipped sides on this because he's scared of Hasan Piker and defending him.
What a crazy thing for Mr. Penis Head to say.
And this is a common thing with Hasan too, like when he begs the livestream fail subreddit to stop letting people post about him. He acts all tough like he's this leftist badass taking on the world, but in reality, he's just a giant walking vagina who cannot stand when people criticize him or even poke a little bit of fun at him. We're calling him Hasan Vagina from now on, and he's further proven himself to be just that. And this brings us to the current drama. Ludwig runs a podcast called The Yard, which is actually kind of a cool idea. They've got this nice set here in the background with all these guys sitting there just chatting about whatever's interesting to them that week. I mean, I guess that's every podcast. I take back what I said, but I like the set, okay? I'm trying to be a nice guy over here. I like the children's backyard meme, whatever, okay? It's cool. And one of Ludwig's friends named Slime decided to talk Destiny on that podcast. Someone saw this clip and they decided to make an edit showing Destiny researching the issue and clearly not just reading from Wikipedia. So Slime, the guy on the podcast who made the comment, responds with a very long thread on Twitter, and eventually he admits he did lie about his initial comments and basically said that because he has a friend who's very passionate about the Palestinian struggle, he decided to make this comment, and he doesn't actually know really much about Destiny, I guess. Destiny questioned why he made the whole thread, and Slime responded with this picture. I don't know what this means exactly, but I assume it's him making fun of the whole cuck thing with Destiny, which, look, kind of based, okay? Listen, I think that stuff was kind of funny. I'm sorry, DGG. I just find the open relationship thing kind of funny, and it is. But as it turns out, Slime has been arguing on Reddit, of all places, a lot about why he made these comments. They keep going back and forth, and eventually Destiny takes a shot at Ludwig, saying he seems cool because he tries as hard as possible to appeal to the widest set of people possible. He's like if you were to test a human in front of 20 focus groups of online content consumers and produce a machine to appeal to all of them evenly. And I agree. A few replies later, and Ludwig is making fun of Destiny's divorce with Melina. And in all fairness, in this situation, Destiny definitely baited this kind of response out of him, and he got kind of owned from the public perspective, I think. This is a brutal ratio, okay? I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. But what many people may not know is that this sort of streamer Cold War has been going on for years, and this is just the culmination of it. This is just when it's all bubbled to the surface. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, it was out of line for Destiny to make his comment about cutie Cinderella and make fun of her crying, right? Which, in a vacuum, I would agree. You could say it's out of line. line. I still think it's funny. But you could say it's out of line, right? You could say it shouldn't be socially acceptable. Not cool, man. That's not cool. But this is just a small part of this painting. When you see the entire thing, things make a lot more sense for why he would make a comment like that. That entire group of weirdos shamelessly spreads rumors and fantasies about me constantly to clout signal. It's gross. I lost what little respect I had for Ludwig after watching him delete a video because of a tiny little joke he made about Hasan, then lying about the reason he deleted it while accusing my community of something it never did. And a lot of this story goes back to cheeseballs. Back in 2017, Ludwig had just started out on Twitch. He had like a very low amount of viewers on average, and he went to TwitchCon. He told a story about that 2017 TwitchCon experience, about how he got bad vibes from Destiny.
Remember that day? My vibes were immaculate. I got everybody in the room to play this game. We had a bunch of, that giant thing of cheese balls? We're at TwitchCon. I remember this. We had this giant thing of cheese balls. I had a fucking circle of like 10 people around me, and we were trying to throw the cheese ball into every person's mouth in a row, and if we failed, we would restart. I don't know how, but I got everybody to start playing this game. We were playing it like it was the fucking Super Bowl. If someone dropped it at cheese ball 8, there was fists being thrown. Just a dumb game that you play with your friends. But I remember he comes in and I go, cheese ball? And he goes, no. And ever since then, I was like, hey, just like every other human on this earth, I hope he does well. I hope he does good things. But the vibes aren't there for me. He wouldn't enter the cheese ball circle. That is the cheese ball vibe check. But look, ultimately, I think, I say it's about, dude, anyone. The fucking guy who scammed me out 100K, a guy who's being weirdly mean to my girlfriend, wish him the best. I hope he does the most he can in his life in this short time on this earth to make it a better place, to make the lives of people around him a better, and I hope we interact as few times as possible.
Now, this is a super dumb story, and ultimately shouldn't mean that much. But the point of him telling it is basically to paint Lil Steve over here as someone who doesn't like to have fun. He doesn't like games with peers. He's just kind of a stuck-up person, right?
That is the cheeseball vibe check.
People ended up digging through videos from the time, and as it turns out, these were false cheeseball allegations, okay? He did eat the cheeseball.
If he hits it first try, I'll give him $100.
First try $100. Okay.
You
Dude,
can
it's
do
only
it.
You're a millionaire. Cheese Chads stay winning as always. But this is nothing, right? I mean, alone, this is not a big deal. Ludwig could have misremembered, and even if he did lie about this, it's about cheeseball, so who fucking cares, right? Isolated incident, who cares? But this is not the only time that Ludwig has lied about certain events around Destiny, and the reason why, once again, is in regards to Mr. Piker. Do you guys remember there was this whole story like a year or two ago about Hasan's big-ass house that he bought? A bunch of people called him out for being a champagne socialist when it happened, myself included. Well, Ludwig at the time claimed that Destiny doxed him.
It's like the first guy to dunk on Hasan by posting him with the admittedly cringy "make the rich pay" shirt and then the house, which he's not the man who posted the story, but that's the thing that originally doxed him. It's just weird to say I don't care when you're the first person to post the tweet, even if it's a dunk. I mean, you got to care somewhat. He's acting like the news just landed on his desk.
And this is full stop. Posting an article is not doxing. And if you look at the screenshot of the article here, his address is nowhere to be found. So why even say something like that? Why make that argument? Well, it's because Hasan is friends with Ludwig, and Ludwig is going to uncritically repeat everything he says or he thinks that he wants to hear in his favor. He can't even make fun of him without Hasan flipping his shit. So he almost has to say stuff like this to maintain the friendship, to maintain the connection, which is really what Ludwig is concerned with. He doesn't want static with one of these big, in the zeitgeist streamers. The Twitch aristocracy, you can call him. And this goes even deeper than that. If you read around a bit, meaning browse YouTube, like I did for this, you start to find more connections. Cutie Cinderella, who you may remember from the whole deepfake AI drama, is Ludwig's girlfriend, of course. She's also friends with Caseytron, and they've done content together making cake. All things considered, I feel like it's irresponsible for Caseytron to be eating even more on stream for no particular reason, but you know what? Different strokes for different folks. Obviously, I'm joking, but Caseytron has called Destiny a file before and clearly hates him. QT Cinderella is also friends with Just a Minx, although that friendship has had some serious trials and tribulations when Minx unfortunately ended up getting one of her parties shut down because she was drinking a lot there. But Caseytron, like I said, called Destiny a file, and Casey and Just a Minx back in the day defended Bob 7 when he was misusing his position of power as a producer on the Austin show.
One of those statements was whether or not Caseytron and Minx were in the initial girl call. I had said that they were not. Caseytron claims she was, then brings up that I asked her a question in the call or someone else did, and then I second-guessed myself and said, Maybe her and Minx were in the call. I have gone back and I have timestamped, checked the group and everything. Casey, Tron, and Minx were never in the original girl call ever. I have no idea why the they think it is appropriate for either of those clout-chasing dipshits to involve themselves so publicly in this and defend somebody who is being abusive towards a girl that is being manipulated into changing her sexual harassment story to cover for Bob's sex.
So as you can tell, all of this is very high school drama. A lot of it's very petty. A lot of it is a who knows who type thing. And you can probably be a viewer of Destiny and still be a viewer of Ludwig and like be fine with it, right? If you think Ludwig's content is decent enough. But generally speaking, from the content creator perspective, if you know Hasan, if you're friends with Hasan, you fucking hate Destiny. And you can trace a line between all of these people. But now this association that Ludwig has is backfiring a little bit, as this individual named Frogan is now saying that Ludwig is a cracker because he donated $10,000 to Palestine's relief fund because he didn't tell everyone to do it. So he's like a bad person or something.
I find ultimately, like, if I were to do a charity thing where the charity thing relies on your donations, it should be something where like 95% of people feel good and are down for it. And like ultimately, regardless of what you think, that is not the situation here. So I personally donated 10K. Because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate. But I won't throw it on you, you know what I mean? No thanks. And some people are going to say that, you know what I mean? That's why it's the difference.
This is a cracker take.
Difference between like, hey, I can put my money where my mouth is, but I don't need to put your money there. I don't need to enter a debate about whether that's worthwhile.
Take. Hey, I know Arabs are dying, but you know, I'm not going to tell you to donate. Think about the Twitch streamers that haven't, or like streamers in general. We're going to go to YouTube as well. YouTube and Twitch streamers that haven't said shit about Palestine until engagement was threatened, you know? But the ones that got the most for talking about Palestine since October 7th have been me, Caroline, Hasan. Hawaii Saviors is like, oh yeah, you know, me, I donated $10,000, but I'm not going to promote it.
So I personally donated 10K because I think it is worthwhile. And if you guys got some extra bread, I would recommend you donate.
I donated $10,000, but I'm not going to promote it.
Twitch is absolute fucking cancer. I hate these people. I hate them, if you can't tell. The Problems with Palestine is coming very soon, by the way. I know you guys are really looking forward to that video. So look out for that one. You should be excited. It's going to be 10 hours long. So many problems I have personally. Okay, I'm invested in this conflict. I'm going to expose the whole goddamn country, okay? Major Palestine drama, guys. Moist Critical is weighing in. I'm super hyped. Now, one thing I don't love that Destiny did here is that he brought Will Neff into this drama and like outed some of his relationship issues or whatever, unless there's something I'm missing here and Will Neff has like done the same to Destiny or like done the same kind of, you know, personal information exposing or something. I don't really see a reason to do that, even if it does regard Melina.
Do you think that Hasan can't stop crying about you even offline when hanging out with these people? Oh, yes. Oh, I guess I can say that now because fuck them both. Melina, in between talking to me about Will and showing me his dick pictures on her phone when they weren't trying to hook up behind his girlfriend's back, Melina would tell me that Will would tell her that Hasan religiously follows my. So I guess I kind of lied about that publicly when I'm like, do these people actually watch me that much? They do. Hasan obsessively follows a lot of my shit. And I knew that because Will told that to Melina, which I thought was funny.
I mean, these clips are just something else, really.
Is Will in an open relationship? Yeah. I just don't think his girlfriend knows about it.
So yeah, I feel like that wasn't necessary at all, honestly. And I think you can criticize Destiny for that. But in all fairness, Will's girlfriend has said that she thinks Destiny shouldn't be alive, so there's a reason why he feels justified in going scorched earth on the entire fucking friend group, right?
Man, it feels so nice to see people outside of the world of politics having Twitter wars with a certain little rat. Anyway, he better watch out because he's getting slapped so hard it's gonna knock him into a third divorce. Anywho, all right, we have a lot of important things to cover today, and that to me is not important news. It's just the continuation of someone whose existence is not justified.
And then the latest update on all this here is that Ludwig showed some messages from Destiny in his chat where he talks about his frustrations with the whole Twitch friend group. Destiny says, "Who is my strongest soldier? I need an IDF. It's actually so f***ing irritating. And their sycophantic incel fans eat it all up and regurgitate the same stuff. It's just so annoying. These people hit on me literally every single random weird personal attack because they are fighting over eating the scraps of Hasan's last dump, so they echo everything they've heard from him constantly. Why bring up my wife or my family or my ex or anything about me constantly? I'm thinking Jonestown, but not tragic. Make the world a better place and seriously end yourselves in a group. I think the best thing that could happen is they all grab a bag of fent-loaded coke so they can all go join Slime's OD'd dead dad 6 feet under." Now, out of context, this undoubtedly looks unhinged, but, I mean, once again, you can't really blame Destiny for making fun of people for this kind of stuff when they're making fun of his personal life and his personal relationships and constantly taking shots at him, right? And this is not the only time this has happened. Ludwig has called him ugly before. Slime here is making fun of his relationship, his ex-wife. He's made fun of his son and stuff like that, so it's not really surprising that Destiny would go to lengths like this. And Ludwig posted the screenshot, I believe, to kind of make Destiny look unhinged, but by comparison, considering the amount of insane shit that Hasan has said on stream, like when he said that America deserved 9/11.
This is so insane. America deserved 9/11, dude. Fuck it. I'm saying it.
We're there to partner with them. We're not there doing our own thing. We're there partnering and training
in a video
and
game.
equipping.
And then instead of truly defending himself, he went on to say that English is his second language, so that's why he made that kind of comment.
No, I didn't say Americans deserve 9/11. I said America deserves 9/11.
Right, but that's
and
still
in that
wrong.
Moment, well, maybe you can chalk it up to English being my second language or whatever you want to chalk it up to.
Like, the dude can't even back up the crazy shit he says. He's a perpetual liar. He's also laughed at videos of innocent police officers getting shot and dying. He laughed at Kyle Rittenhouse when he was on the stand and was crying because he went through a really traumatic event, obviously. The dude is not like a kosher guy. He laughs about the right things. He jokes about the right subjects and what's societally acceptable to joke about right now to the Twitch audience, which currently is making fun of, I guess, Israel or whatever. And this to me is the crux of the entire issue and why these people piss me off. Ludwig and his friends care about being appealing to the most amount of people possible. They want mass appeal, and that's why they placate certain other people like Hasan to maintain success, because they want to be in the good graces of the Twitch poggers community and the OTK audience and all these people, right? A lot of people ask me, Tom, why do you like Destiny? What is appealing about him? Why do you think he's cool? I mean, there's the cuck stuff with Melina, his open relationships, right? Cringe. There's some of the crazy clips that have come out over the years of him saying crazy stuff. So what about this person could be appealing to you? Like, why could you ever even like this guy? Well, it's exactly that. I like when people are willing to say what the audience wants. The fake BC people. I'm gonna do what I want and not rely on this cringe little group of losers and their approval. I mean, this is the same group of people who hosted the Streamies, which was like legendary cringe.
And the winner is
Dylan Mulvaney.
That's my girl. The reason I liked content creation in the first place was that it wasn't a circle jerk, it wasn't mainstream, it was fun, and it didn't always have to have a point, but it was just like rowdy and reckless, and people weren't constantly trying to suck up to different people so they can go to like this cringe Streamies event. But these people on Twitch like Ludwig are basically Jimmy Kimmel. They just cloned Jimmy Kimmel and gave him a few different skins, and now they're all at the top of Twitch and they're just being boring. So why do I hate Ludwig? It's because he's the epitome of what I hate about modern streamers. He doesn't really believe in anything, he doesn't seem to care about anything, he's never gonna say anything controversial, and that would be fine. That would be totally fine, okay? He's definitely done some cool stuff, like with Off-Brand, you know, that's a pretty cool business. I watched the Colin and Samir video where they toured his business stuff, and, you know, he's clearly an ambitious guy, he's accomplished a lot, and you can respect him for that. But I just find Ludwig very boring, okay? Like, I would be willing to forgive him being kind of a fence sitter if he was really funny, and he's not. He makes me want to fall asleep, and that's why Ludwig sucks. All the other stuff is just icing on the cake.
And then, out of nowhere, then out of the blue, my name gets brought up. Destiny. Not a big way.
I always wondered how many views you'd get if you were ugly. But then I watched Destiny stream.
That's an easy copy paste to Reddit roast.